Hello everybody, how you doing? Welcome to another episode of the Villanova Dynasty. This will be the preseason episode for year number 5 in the Villanova Dynasty. We have gone through 4 seasons. We've won 2 bowl games. Here are some of the created prospects you'll see going across your board. These are the 10 lucky selections from the off-season stream. E.J. Moeller, now Lance Spurlock, you will see being made here. Villanova looks to improve on what was a very good season in the American Conference. They won the American Conference. They were not able to take a BCS bowl game, however. They did get the Kraft Fight Hunger Bowl, as you see Rollis Harlow being made here as a prospect. They did get the Kraft Fight Hunger Bowl against the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, and they were able to put a shellacking on Georgia Tech, further proving that they needed to move to another conference. They did get an invitation from the Big Ten, as you see Marquise Way being made here, a running back. Now you'll see here Rico Pardo, a punter, being made here. However, they did get an invitation to the Big Ten, so they will be playing Rutgers and Penn State and Ohio State pretty much every season. It's going to be a blast to see them have to go up against these teams. In season number 1, they will stay playing against Temple. We'll see how that goes. If it becomes a mismatch, they may need to move on from that great rivalry. Noah Stats, a defensive tackle, being made here as well. So we'll see what we can do in this first season in the Big Ten. I don't know what the expectations are for the fans out there. You guys can let me know in the comments section below, as Kyle Lawson, a safety, being made here. My expectations really are that it might be a middling season. It may not be a great season. They're taking on much tougher competition the whole year throughout. But maybe they can pull off some wins they're not supposed to win, along with winning all the games they're supposed to. Maybe they can sneak themselves into a bowl game. I don't really expect a conference victory here. They've got to feel out their competition, as you see linebacker Mike Woods being made right now. Now we'll take a look at some of the players interested in Villanova here in the preseason. There's fast running backs there. There's a lot of fullbacks interested in Villanova, so we will definitely take a look at them. A ton of receivers, including some 5-star recruits, a 4-star tight end. We're looking at some of the offensive line talent. There's some talent here on offensive line, not as much as we'd like to see. There's some defensive lineman talent as well, 4-star recruits that we're going to go ahead and look at right now. We're going to do some scouting. We got some pluses, we got some busts, so we're going to have to take those guys right off the board, as we're not going to waste our time and points recruiting guys like that. Anyone under 70 is pretty much not really worth a ton of our time here, as Villanova was able to recruit the number 1 class in the country last year without a single 5-star recruit, which is a great feat. We'll see what they can do with this year's recruiting class, as they are probably looking for a little bit more linemen. They're probably looking for a couple receivers, as they're going to lose, I think, maybe 1 or 2. They're looking for corner big time. They're going to lose about 3 corners this year that are huge playmakers. So they're going to need to bring in some corners. They may want to bring in some defensive tackles, as their starters aren't exactly that great. We'll take a look at the preseason polls here, and we got Miami at number 1, Ohio State at number 2, even though Ohio State beat Miami in last year's national title. USC, Florida State, Tennessee, Texas, Florida, Oregon, Georgia, Stanford, Auburn, Alabama. There's Penn State we're going to have to play. Michigan, Houston, TCU, Washington, Clemson, Virginia Tech, Nebraska, Texas A&M, Kansas State. Wait a minute, we're not in the top 25. Utah State is? What in the world? So we sit here at number 32. They've got us ranked in the preseason polls at number 32. Well, that rounds out your top 40. Let's take a look at the Heisman Watch, and there you go. Last year's Heisman winner, Malik Dupree, is expected to come away with it again. There is an Ohio State player in there, so we're going to have to look out for him. Here's the conference outlook. We've got Ohio State projected to be number 1 in our division, with Penn State at number 2, Michigan at number 3, and we sit there at number 4, the highest of the unranked teams as far as Michigan State, Pitt, Maryland, and Rutgers all below us. There on the other half of the Big Ten, Nebraska, Northwestern, Indiana, Purdue, Iowa, Minnesota. It's going to be a tough conference for sure, and already we have Richard Baker committing to Arkansas and not coming to Villanova, so he's already committed. That must be an instant commit for Arkansas. Congratulations to them, and we got our first douche of the year. So let's continue looking here and see what kind of points we're going to throw on. Oh, we got an instant commit on a punter, Corey Marshall. So our punter vacancy is going to be filled next year. Our kicker vacancy will be filled by what will become redshirt freshman Bazinga Crow, the kicker that was, yes, made by Parham Crow. So we will be very excited to have him kicking our field goals next season. Let's take a look at some of these guys. We're trying to build them up so we can get a couple insta-commits here, as this is our first season with, like, insta-commit from the start of the season, so we really want to get a good jump here. Looking at some of these guys, we're out by over 1,000, so we know the rule. We're going to take them out, especially even some of these guys we're only out 940 on. If they've got 2 teams that are in the yellow already, I'm not going to try and compete there. We're just not going to do it. I'd like to bring in custom recruit Rico Pardo. We're on the list, but we'll see. Now we're looking at some of your recruits from past seasons. Patrick McCall is now a junior redshirt. He's a 91 overall. He could go pro next year. There's Jackson Jones. He's a junior redshirt. He's an 85 overall backup running back for Boston College, who we'll take on in week number 2. Bob Ekstrom is a junior redshirt, 83 overall for Cincinnati. We've played them every single year, and we'll play them again this year as our send-off to the Big Ten. There's Jake Pry, junior redshirt, 93 overall. That's another guy that could go pro. I wonder if he will. Drew Ekstrom, junior redshirt, 91 overall. Another pro potential guy. He'll start at D-tackle, as well as Quinn Wildfire for Louisville. He's a senior, so he's either going to go pro or graduate. We'll see what he does. There's Kenneth Papillon, the safety. He's an 88 overall as a junior redshirt. He's probably going to have to stay in school another year if he wants to go pro. Then we've got John Copey, and John is a junior redshirt, 84. He's probably going to have to stay in school as well if he wants to go pro. Darnell Greenwood is a senior, so he may not go pro. He might be an undrafted free agent. He's quick enough. People might use his speed. Campbell Jones, a left tackle, 83 overall, junior redshirt. Again, he'll probably have to stay in school. Chariot O'Reilly is a senior. We played him a couple times. William Fitzpatrick, the left tackle, junior redshirt, 85 overall. There's Charlie Jones, the senior receiver in Syracuse. He'll be the second stringer. Quadwo Ashimpong, the transfer from USC, transferred over to Old Dominion. He's a 90. Jackson Wheeler is an 84, junior redshirt for Vandy. Looking at Washington, we got Freddie Mercury, a middle linebacker, 86 overall, senior now. Sean Strong is an 81 junior redshirt at left guard. Surprised he didn't develop more. Bomber Geppert, the junior redshirt, 90 overall free safety. That guy has a chance to make the pros. At Alabama, we have DeHaaf Ekstrom. He's an 89 overall sophomore redshirt. He's got a great chance to make the pros. Perry Doofenshmirth, free safety at Arizona. Somebody watching too much. Phineas and Ferb, 88 overall junior at Arizona. Camilo Keys, one of the Keys brothers, a junior, 88 overall at Boise State. He's going to have a chance to go pro probably if he stays. Jerry Lee, the punter, is a junior 94. I don't know if he's going to make the pros, though. He'd have to stay for another year, and he'd have to have a good year of development. Tyrese Baker, the sophomore redshirt quarterback, looks like he'll get a chance to start next year. Fred Blackrose, the junior center, 94 overall. He can definitely make the pros. Darius Hartman, the junior quarterback, 89 overall. He'll have to stay. He may be the starter next year. Nick Patrick, strong safety, junior, 90. That's pretty good. Jack Sutton is a junior, 89, middle linebacker starter for Penn State. We'll see him this year. Ryan Jones, we should see him this year. He is a senior for Rutgers quarterback, 92 overall. He might go pro. Ben Gordon, sophomore redshirt, 89 overall left tackle. He's in good position. Thunder Jackson, the junior tight end, 89 overall. He's in a decent position to maybe go pro. Kicker SD Sophia is a junior at 93 overall. I don't know if you'll see him in the pros. JD Dean, wide receiver, junior at 92 overall. There's the other Keys brothers. Jameel Keys, junior. Sanchez Sanders, the junior middle linebacker, 87. JD Breezy, the junior halfback, 91 overall. He's going to have a chance to go pro if he stays and has a nice year of development, even though, look, he's hurt already. Alex Morales, the kicker at Boston College, is a sophomore, 85 overall. With a couple good years of development, could definitely make the pros. Brandon Crosby is a freshman redshirt, 78 overall left guard for Clemson. Barry Wiseman is a sophomore, true sophomore wide receiver, 78 overall for Georgia Tech. He'll take the slot this year. Miami of Ohio has Scott Clark, the running back, 77 overall, true sophomore, and he'll start this year. Tony Romy, the quarterback, will start as well. Alex Ford, strong safety, freshman redshirt, 79, is waiting in the wings. Victor Hartman, this guy had a rough time of it. He was cut, came back as a JUCO, senior now, and he's a very good quarterback for Notre Dame. Gabe Kapp, same thing happened to him. He's now an 87 overall senior for Rice. There's John Jones, the sophomore, 78 overall for Texas. And our first game will be against Boston College, and Kirk Herbstreit's going to go with us. And looking on paper, we should beat the ever-loving crap out of Boston College. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. How's your recruit doing? Which one of your recruits do you think is going to make the pros? What recruit are you excited to see go to the pros if you don't have a recruit in this series? What do you think is going to end up happening in this series? What do you think the season expectations are for Villanova? I want to hear what you guys have to say, and I want to hear it now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please go ahead and drop a like on the video. We haven't been getting enough likes, guys. I know there's a lot of you watching these videos, and I know you guys like me. I mean, I would hope so. Maybe you don't. But you can go ahead and drop a like on this video. Go ahead and subscribe if you're new. Plenty more of these videos coming out. Villanova will be a long series, and we're not even halfway there yet. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all next time.